So you're thinking about moving to Matthews, North Carolina. Well, in this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of Matthews, going to show you a little bit around downtown, some of the commute times in and around Charlotte, and some fun activities to do. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you some homes that are recently sold to give you an idea on what you can kind of get for your money and how far it goes here in Matthews. So if that's you, stick around. We're going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe and bell notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market conditions right here in Charlotte. My name is Dean and I get calls, text messages, emails every single day from people just like you that are looking to make a move to the Charlotte area, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about making that move in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead, reach out, give me a call, text, send me an email, or we can meet face to face on Zoom. I would love to help you and your family make a smooth transition to the Charlotte area. But in today's video, we're going to be specifically talking about Matthews. I'm going to take you on a guided tour of Matthews, including its location, fun activities to do in and around the historic area. So in my opinion, Matthews is one of the unsung heroes as far as suburbs here in Charlotte. And it's not because people don't know about it, because they do. It's a well-known suburb, but it doesn't get quite the recognition that I think that it deserves. Now, the first thing that I really like about Matthews is its location. So I'm gonna just scroll in, as you can see my map right here of Charlotte. Matthews is the red dotted line. This is the town's limits. So it's in the southeast side of town. And if you are driving to uptown Charlotte, it's a really straightforward drive. This road is Highway 74, and it's also known as Independence Boulevard. So you can jump on, and it cuts right through the middle of Matthews. So you can jump on 74 and you can get to uptown Charlotte in 20-25 minutes, depending on how far off 74 you actually live in Matthews. Now, 74 does get busy during rush hour, so please take that in consideration. But it doesn't really get too congested outside of any accidents up until you get to right around here where the Bojangles Coliseum is, the outsides of Charlotte. So again, there's plenty of employment in and around Charlotte on these outsides. So you might not need to go to directly uptown to work. There's a lot of businesses just outside of this ring road right here. But that's something that I would definitely consider a huge plus to Matthews. Now, another thing that Matthews has as far as locations is you can kind of see for any golfers out there, let me just zoom out a little bit. There's a lot of golf in and around of Charlotte, and I'm sure you were aware of that. But right here, you can see Pinehurst. So you're a couple of hours drive from Pinehurst. So if you're looking to get out of the city and enjoy the activities that maybe Pinehurst offers, you're an avid golfer, that's an absolute must see as well. So as day trips go, I always highly encourage people to check out Asheville and Boone, which are the North Carolina Appalachian Mountains. That's going to be about a 2.5 hour drive for you, and that's going out west. Again, it's a straightforward drive. It's a beautiful drive. You're not going to hit too much traffic going into the mountains, really any time of day that you go. But if you also go south, about an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes, you're going to be in Columbia. Now, Columbia is the capital of South Carolina. It's not as big as Charlotte, so there's plenty to see and do around there, but it's not quite as big as Charlotte and the things that it offers. So, but some really good things to see down there. They have a great zoo for the young kids, and one of my personal favorite things is if you like college sports, Columbia is where the University of South Carolina is, Gamecock. So if you like football, you want to go and see an SEC game, it's real easy to get to the stadium. It's right off 77, so you can get there in and out really quickly, and it's a great atmosphere. So something awesome there to consider. Now, if you go towards the east, ironically, it's going to be Highway 74. So 74 from Matthews, it takes you to uptown Charlotte. But if you actually go east on it, as you can see, it goes right the way through to Wilmington. And it's a very easy drive as well. You'll make a couple of back road maneuvers, but you can get to Myrtle Beach as well. So the drive down to Myrtle Beach is probably going to be around 2.5 hours, maybe a little bit closer to 3, depending on the traffic that you can get. But 74 is also the way to get there. So as far as location goes, it's absolutely fantastic for commuting and also for local day trips. Now, for those people that do need to travel to and from, or at least have access, should I say, to the airport, Matthews is a great spot. Now, even though Matthews is on the east side of town, and as you can see right up here, this is where the airport is. It's close to uptown, but it's on the west side of town. You don't need to go through Charlotte to get to the airport. 485 is the outer loop here in the Metro Charlotte area. And as you can see, Matthews, 485, cuts right through Matthews. So you just basically jump on 485, and that's going to be about a 35-minute drive. So it's a really easy and doable drive for you. So if you don't necessarily need to be uptown driving there, but maybe you need more of an access to frequent travel through the airport, Matthews is also a great location to kind of consider. Another great feature in Matthews I really want to show you here as well is its downtown area. Matthews is an older suburb, and it's got a mid-century, you can say, kind of downtown area with these cobbled streets. It's really, really nice. So there's lots to see and do in and around Matthews. Now, just before you get to downtown, there's a new sportsplex that just got built, which is the Mecklenburg Sportsplex at Matthews. There's around, I think, 18, maybe 20 different turf fields for soccer. So a lot of the local clubs actually play their weekend home games, and it's called the Carolina Champions League. So a lot of the local youth clubs will actually play around in Matthews. So it's a great little location there. It's a multi-million-dollar project. It's really, really nice. But just a little bit further north of this, and I'm going to zoom in so you can kind of see, there's the Sportsplex. The main cross streets here in Matthews downtown is on Trade Street. So here we go. Let me just zoom in a little bit further. You can see Novant Health there. They have their own hospital. One of the local iconic places to go and see and eat if you like barbecue. Heck, even if you don't like it, it's a good place to go. It's actually Mac Speed Shop. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think I remember seeing this location of Mac Speed Shop on the guy, was it Drives and Dine-Ins, that guy name with the blonde hair. Sorry, I can't think what that show is called, but he goes around the country and he goes and samples local food, cuisine, and that's one of the places that he stopped at. So it's one of the locals' favorite. Everybody in Charlotte will know about Mac Speed Shop. They've got a couple of different locations, and that's the one there in Matthews. So there's lots of restaurants, retail spaces around there. Let me go ahead and just jump into the map, and let me just kind of show you what it actually looks like. Here we go. As you can see, this is the corner of State, and Trade is the other direction. But I'll do a quick spin around so you can kind of get a see. It's not a built up downtown like businesses with 5-6 story high-rise complexes. It's just not like that. It's more quaint, it's small. Most of the buildings in and around here, as you can see. Let's go down here. As you can kind of see, lots of restaurants. It does get busy, but it's a good opportunity to see something in and around Matthews without going to Charlotte. Lots of restaurants. I know I keep talking about restaurants. I'm very food orientated. But as you can see, a lot of the buildings here as well, they were actually originally residential. Some of the buildings that you see right here, some mid-centuries that have been updated and are now retail. But as we go further up, you can kind of see some of the old buildings. Here's the old train tracks down here. Some of the residential homes have actually been converted into businesses. They've changed zoning from residential to commercial. So you'll see insurance companies, you'll see smaller law firms in and around. So it has a nice little vibe there. Great, strong little economy. And if you're in Matthews, like I say, if you're living in Matthews, and you just want a date night with the wife, this is a great spot just to go and hang out. There's a couple of microbreweries down there that are very popular as well. So if you want to blow the froth off a couple of beers and get some great appetizers, it's also something that's right here on your doorstep. So I'm going to go ahead and just switch gears for a second now. Next, we're actually going to be looking at some homes. Now, I'm specifically going to be looking at homes that have recently sold within the past 30 days, just to give you an idea on how far the dollar stretches in Matthews. So by showing homes that have recently closed, gone under contract and actually closed, brings value, because as an agent and as a prospective buyer, it gives us an idea on list price to sell price ratio, how a property is listed versus what they actually close for. And also another key driver is what we call DOM, and it stands for days on the market. So just like any car out there, the more mileage it has, the less value it's actually worth. And we see a similar relationship between days on the market. If they're high, properties typically go for below list price, and that is a key driving force behind it. So if somebody prices their house too high, they don't get as many showings, they don't get offers on the property, and when it finally does start to receive offers, you might start to see price adjustments being made or below list price offers. And as a seller, of course, that's the area that you want to avoid. You want to make sure that you price the property correctly versus the market value. So a couple of the most popular subdivisions in Matthews is Sardis Woods. There's several property subdivisions, should I say, that are Sardis something. And the one I'm going to show you today is Sardis Forest. So here is Sardis. It's on the north side of Matthews. People are drawn to this area because it does have older homes. The Sardis subdivisions do have older homes, and this particular one, as you can see, it was built in the 70s, 1979. Let me click on it so you can kind of see it. It's just a little bit under 2,000 square feet. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Now, here's a list price of $475, but it actually closed at $450,000. So there you go. You can kind of see the list to sell price ratio. So it looks like a very nice house, brick, which is a good sign. A lot of people like the brick styles, well maintained. Inside, you can kind of see now some of the updates that would drive that force. So even though they have put new flooring down, it looks like potentially maybe new countertops. It looks like the original cabinetry. You can tell by the hinges on here. My guess from looking at these pictures would be that these have just either been sprayed or painted. They haven't been actually updated on there, but as a whole, the cabinets, it looks like there's a large area for cabinetry and space in there. The dining room here area is very nice. Again, it looks like it's been staged built-ins there. Again, you can kind of see these probably were the original built-ins that were painted or sprayed to give it more of the modern look. You still start to see in this age of homes a bit more segregation, and this is actually a great photo just to unpack it a little bit more. As you can see from this, the open floor concept really wasn't around in the 70s. It's something that's since really around 2000, so 25 plus years old. But here you can still see the segregation. You have a separate living area, you have a separate dining area, and you have a separate kitchen. You can kind of see it in the left-hand side right now. More modern concept homes, you will start to see the houses be more open concept where it's one giant room. Now, on a side note as well, a lot of the new builders are actually moving away from actually doing separate dining areas. You'll notice they'll do a large open kitchen, and the dining area will be directly next to the kitchen, and then right somewhere in between or further back or to one side, you'll see more of a living area. People's lifestyles have changed, and formal dining rooms outside of Thanksgiving and Christmas don't really get used as much as they used to. So that has kind of slowly transitioned out, but you'll see a lot more newer construction homes that will have a home office in its place. Again, you could probably use a home office. You could hang a chandelier and use it for more of a dining room. But the modern style has kind of transitioned away from this. So this is a really good picture just to kind of get a gauge on that one. So that one right there, 475, but didn't close until 450. Now I'm going to scroll down here a little bit, and I'm going to show you this key driver. You won't see this on the Zillow
but it'll show you like the days on the market. Here it is, DOM. It was on the market for 62 days. So the average property sits on the market right now for 3 to 4 weeks. It can go in opening weekend, of course, but just giving you averages, Matthews right now is around 27 days from the time it was listed to the time it goes on the contract. And as you can see, this one's 62 days. So that's kind of highlights a little key driving factor. The longer a property sits on the market, the price typically goes down. But right around here, right around that mid 400s price point in Matthews, if you're looking for something a little bit older, these Sardis neighborhoods are great options for you.
So you've made it through the video so far and it's brought some value to you. Would it be a crazy idea if I asked you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel and like this video? You see, that's going to tell the YouTube algorithms that this content needs to be in front of more people just like you, which aligns perfectly with our business goal. We want to produce quality content and get it in front of the right people. Now, one more thing. If you want access to properties that are both on and off the market, go ahead and reach out to me. I am happy to get that set up for you. And right now, let's jump back into that video.
So I've now made a couple of tweaks to the search criteria and just opened it up now from 550,000 to 650,000. But I specifically wanted to target some new construction because there is new construction still being built here in Matthews. So I'll go ahead and show you this one. Now, I'll pre-warn you, a lot of builders will put representation photos on there. So what it means is the floor plans are all the same, but only a couple of pictures from the actual home will be the actual home. It will be more from either a model or a similar floor plan that they maybe have already completed or built in a close by subdivision. So this property right here in Tennyson, it was listed. Builders typically get their list to sale price to keep comps in the neighborhoods. They can offer incentives in other areas, but typically they keep the price as list price. So this is right at 624,000. So you're getting a property that's slightly below 3,000 square feet. It is in that farmhouse style. It was built in the back end of 2023. I was going to look at the days on the market, but sometimes builders put the properties as it's still dirt, so it's almost irrelevant. But this kind of piggybacks off our last property that we see. Kitchens, dining rooms, living rooms, and now just one giant open space. And you'll see this a lot with new construction now. You'll see the modern cabinetry, you'll see the pendulum lighting, you'll see kitchen islands a lot more. And this is a great example because what we're seeing right here is the kitchen island has actually been made over on one side to a bar side, so you can kind of just get some bar stools and just use that as kind of a makeshift temporary dining room if you're kind of eating on the go. So that's become very popular. As you can see, backsplashes, the thick flooring there. It looks like they have the 6-inch planks on there, which is a nice builder upgrade. The crown molding on the ceiling. I've already mentioned the pendulum lighting. You can't really see in this picture. Let's see if we can see. The actual sink is in the island. I was just seeing what kind of, oh yeah, it's the barn style. As you can see, the farm sink right there. And as you can see right here in the top left area is where the living room will be. And if maybe we can swing around and see if they've shot either a formal dining room. I think that looks like the formal dining room, maybe could be used as an office. Now these have become very popular. Entrance ways from the garage into the house. Builders will typically build what they call either a mud room or drop zone. I've heard them use different expressions, but it's basically the same thing. Before you get into the house, there'll be a small area where kids will put clothes, kick off their shoes, backpacks, etc. So these have become very, very popular in the new constructions. Now, of course, in these new bathrooms, you're going to see a very similar style with the tile flooring, the new vanity updates, and the sinks, the countertops will typically either match the kitchen. Some packages might be quartz or some might be granite, just depends on the builder. But here you go, you got a nice master bedroom. It looks like it has a vaulted ceiling on one side, carpet upstairs, and that is a 2-car garage. I'm not sure why they showed that because it's not too exciting in there, and that's kind of the plan for the community that it's in there. So this will kind of give you an idea of what that mid-6s, low to mid-600 will get you if you're looking for new constructions. but I will pre-warn you the lot sizes. As you can see, this one is just 0.15. So considering some of the older neighborhoods, you're going to get more land, but you're going to get the older house. So depending on really what you're looking for, could be options for you. So I wanted to show you one other property. I'm going to stay in the new construction swim lane because that is very obviously popular nowadays, but there is still in Matthews is a subdivision that I'll show you. And these properties are typically in the low to mid 700s. So I go ahead and just bring this one up. This style of house is just very popular. Again, it's that farmhouse style. You'll see a lot of new construction, new builders using this style. Just a really beautiful house. It does ring that farmhouse, and it does have that southern charm with the front porch there as well. So this property right here, it's not as big as the last one. It's 2,500 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath. It was built by a local builder, True Homes. Actually, True Homes is nationwide. They do a lot of the construction in the Carolinas, but they are nationwide. So this one, it was actually listed at $779, but this is a rarity, new build construction. It actually closed at $750,000. Again, the lot sizes, it's bigger than the last lot that we talked about. This one's just slightly under 1/4 of an acre. So let's just go ahead and have a quick look on this. Again, I really love this style. A lot of my clients really go for this. Looks like they've got some new sod down there. Hopefully it'll green up. So here's where they're showing the island. The bar stools in there, very, very popular right now. The only thing that typically new construction don't come with as far as appliances go is the fridge. So if you're seeing a big blank space right here, that's where you'll put your fridge. And typically builders will not have washers and dryers in their packages. You can get them, but to be honest, you're better off just going to a Lowe's or a Home Depot yourself and just buying something. Again, the same style sink right here. Looks like a great open floor plan here. Lots of natural lights. Love those floors. Did a real good job. Let's see if we can spin it around. Actually, let me just go back 1 or 2. Notice how the island cabinetry is a different color from the actual kitchen cabinetry. That's very popular now. This looks like it's quartz. Of course, I would imagine it is at this price point. But notice the 2 different styles of the island and the actual kitchen cabinet. Very popular these days. Ooh. Right here, yep, it's got a gas burner. Very common in this price point. This one looks like more of a traditional dining room with chair rail molding around the sides. Here is the main living area. So what we're seeing here on the fireplace is very common that the TVs now, of course, will be on the walls. This is nothing new, but these fireplaces, this style, I would say within the past 4 or 5 years, they've been around forever, but they've really taken off again. It's taken a second wind. So you'll start to see these gas fireplaces that are more inserts into the actual decorative fireplace around the hardscape around there. These are starting to come back, and they're very, very popular. They don't kick off a whole ton of heat. We don't really need them with our warmer climate, but it's more for aesthetics looks. When you're sitting down watching the TV and you have the fireplace going, it does add that ambient effect. And here's a great one just to show you that open floor living concept. So let me see if we can scroll through and just see. This one has an official office, very nice. As you can see, the bathrooms, nice modern features, nice touches. Love that shower floor tile, looks great. Nice large master, very common at this price point. So again, this will kind of give you an idea on what $750 will get you. So there is options here in Matthews. You can get more mature neighborhoods, and you can get new construction at different price points.
So guys, thank you for watching this video. The heart behind it is for those people that are looking to move to the Charlotte area, just to put Matthews on your radar. One of the best suburbs in and around the Mecklenburg County definitely is Matthews, and I'm sure you'll agree after seeing some of the things that we've just talked about. So again, if you're thinking about making that move, whether it's 9 days, 90 days, go ahead and reach out to me. I would love to help you and your family make a smooth move to Charlotte. And until next time, I'll see you around town, and God bless.